Good morning and welcome to Gulfstream today. Brian Nadeau and Samantha Perry with you, and wishing you and all your family a very happy 4th of July. Happy and safe 4th of July. A little bit overcast here in South Florida, but looking forward to starting our first 3-day race week is a big 3-day race week.
It really is, and happy Fan Appreciation Weekend
yeah.
as well.
All
How
weekend.
many hot dogs do you think you could eat?
Not as many as the contest today, but
What do you like? What? Just give me a number, like 5.
yeah, I could get
Yeah.
some good damage. I'm not going to do that today, but
It'd
it's
be
hot
kind of
dog
fun
day.
to watch, though.
So, hey, look at this. Boys are on point up there. Thank you so much. So this is all weekend, too, actually. You get $3 hot dogs, $3 pops there. If you want a beer, available in Silks and, of course, the Breezeway downstairs as well. We'll talk about it in the lightning round as well. But come on out and say hi. It's going to be a fun weekend. We got steaks all 3 days. And the Rainbow Six, I had to ask the guys in the office, our buddy Phil's back, that starts fresh today.
You forgot about that?
I totally forgot about that.
Okay.
That means I didn't hit it on Sunday either.
There you go. Yeah. Well, it happens to the best of us, but yeah, we do start anew today, and it should be a nice, healthy pool.
Yeah.
Fast track. We're on a break from the turf. We'll let Ron talk about that another day.
Yeah, Ronnie will be back with us tomorrow.
Yeah.
We're not off the turf. We're
We're
taking a
just
break,
taking a break from the
for
grass.
a few weeks on the turf. Let it refresh a little bit. It has been absolutely on point since they reinstalled it. I guess it's coming up on 2 years now. So
Yeah.
they do such a good job out there, and we'll be back on the turf before you know it. But we'll be on the early pick 5 in about 54 minutes. I know that. And what is it, like a 12:55-ish first post today? Take a look at my early 5. It's $36, as Samantha kind of hinted at. The pools will be pretty strong, pretty strong all weekend long. 3 deep for me in the opener. Race number 2. It's my long shot in there. The 10 is Smart Style. Race
Hey,
number
that's
3.
mine.
Oh my goodness.
You copied me. That
Oh
one.
my goodness. Maybe no 8-1 in that spot. Race 3, we'll get the single to back to Gridlock. Race number 4, I'm on the 1 on the inside. Foggy Note. And in race number 5, I've got the 2, and that is Maktub for Fernando Abreu.
Whoa.
$36 early pick 5 tickets. Samantha's got the early pick 4 coming up, but let's start it out now on the Tapeta. We'll go a mile and a 16th here. These are 12.5 3Ls. 3-year-olds are 4 and up, which have never won 3. It is a scratch of the 4, and that is Endless Rain. And you've got the 3. Get Ready to Rock will be a nice price for Andy Williams on top.
I like the race 2 starts back. It was
Sure.
a tough group. Nate the Great, Navy Cross, those 2 are good horses now. This horse wasn't very close to those 2, but hey, still, there's nobody like that in a field like this. He's nibbled at the same level. We'll get Jose Morelos aboard today, and hey, why not with a horse like this?
Couldn't agree more. I mean, those 2 horses will be 1 to 5 in this kind of spot. You know, like Samantha said, didn't really make a dent that day, but wasn't embarrassed either. Did beat a horse home in a 4-horse field, so get a little value there. I'm not taking the 1, so neither is my partner, and so I'm on the 7, and that is my favorite topic. Let's take a look at my favorite topic and Guildenstern. They both ran very well last time. Guildenstern was off the claim. My favorite topic today is off the claim for Juan Castro, and they run 2-3 in this spot. My favorite topic's going to neck out Guildenstern, and you're going to see they're well clear of the rest of them at the finish.
Yeah, they ran really well here. Both of these guys did, and Line Astray just rode the coattails. Those 2 were duking it out, and I thought Line Astray just kind of got
absolutely
just won the war, and those 2 were battling. So. This is one of those races that, you know, on paper, the way it's going to play out, and now a kind of a condensed field, it'll be interesting to see who takes initiative. Yeah,
that's a good point, too. Wouldn't be surprised if Amicio on the 1 Give Me Liberty. Listen, he's the morning line favorite. He's off the claim for DeBona. He's sitting up there early in the betting at odds on. I understand all of it. He's also never run on Tapeta.
Yeah.
And I didn't like how he was wandering in the stretch last time either.
Yeah, that was very odd. And now we're on the rail here. No, if we keep him at task, he could just run away from him.
Yeah, we'll see. He's the class, clearly, and for whatever reason, we don't know why he was avoided claim at Keeneland. He certainly got back on the beam last time. Bobby swooped in. He's high percentage off the claim. As I mentioned, early pick 4 here in race number 2. Fast main track today. 6.5 furlongs in a 12.5 maiden claimer. Scratch out the 5. Venezuela's Pride, along with the 13, the AE Nipsey. Will not run in here. Samantha's early pick 4 we'll look at now.
I'm going to spread in this race here just a little bit. Race number 3, back to Gridlock for me, and Starship Maximus. I think the key to this is I'm not using Naval Hospital in race number 3. Race number 4, Foggy Note is my top pick, the 1, but I threw a couple others in there as well. Race 5, I'm just going to single Forever Now. That will be a short price, but I'm not going to try to make something out of nothing in a spot like this, Brian. So for me, that's where I'm going to go for $12.
Yeah, initially was going to be my best bet. I moved it around, but Forever Now is a short number there in race number 5. Let's get back to race number 2. Somehow we landed on the same long shot in here. I don't think it's a stab, and honestly, it wouldn't shock me if this horse is a little lower than 8-1. You could see it. This is Roger Lauren, picked up a win, a homebred last week, and now this is the old Samantha Perry angle, running on turf, and in this Awesome Slew filly is going to try the main track for the first time.
On my long shot bullet points, I have the percentage of Awesome Slew versus dirt sprints and turf routes. It's like unfathomable the difference in between them. So a daughter of Awesome Slew is now going to get to the dirt track here today. Look, that was a quick drill on the 27th of June. Maybe we'll get a little bit of speed out of her. Look, her fractions going 2 turns on the turf were quick, and we got an apprentice, 111. Woo, this is light. Let's just go.
Yeah, and you know what I liked, too? Last time they added blinkers, and she actually showed a little bit of life. After she was dead last early in both of her races, she showed a little life last time as well. Number 4 is Violence in Peace. There's going to be 2 stiff favorites in here, I assume at least. Violence and Peace, 16-1 for Safi on debut.
That was bad. Yeah.
Odd, right? At least Edgar jumps here.
Yeah, that's true. And this is a huge drop in class. Look, this is why Safi Joseph wins so many races. Look, you're not a maiden special weight. We'll try you one time, boop, all the way down.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, there's not much here. Let's just be blatantly honest. They paid 90, 16-1 on debut. Total no-show. Did break last from the rail. She's off the rail today, at the bottom today. It is what it is, but, it's the old tread lightly angle. I got to show you Chancelissa. This is another reason why we've got a long shot in here. We're at 80 cents on the dollar last time. We're clear in mid-stretch. We're just loping here against absolutely nothing, and we can't see this out. One special agent came back to win. Maybe I'm being a little harsh here, but aren't you supposed to see this out at 80 cents on the dollar?
You're from that spot? Absolutely. It's really crazy to me. And like you said, one special act did come back to win again, so that's I guess flatters this horse quite a bit. She's one. Look, I used her. Maybe it's not that great to use a horse like this when you don't particularly trust her here. But
she's still ahead, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. And she didn't make it easy for one special act to go by.
Great point.
By any means at all. When you're not picking up a horse like this after you kind of mildly checked a little bit up on her heels. So
stopping badly there. She's going to get bet again. She might be the favorite if they're not going to bet Safi and Edgard, and that's a tough horse to trust at a very, very underlaid price. Let's go now to race number 3. 5 on the Tapeta in this spot here. $25,000 maiden claimers, fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. It's a clean 6-pack, and Samantha is on the 5, and that is Starship Maximus. Another horse that kind of woke up a little bit on Tapeta last time, and on a drop too.
Yeah, that's good. That was really just what was key here as well. And this horse just kind of ran middle of the pack the whole way. Didn't make a move, but didn't really lag behind either. And that was enough for me to say, okay, I think this horse can improve off of that. Maybe the 5.5 would be a little bit better if I'm just like nitpicking. But I feel like in a race like this, the key is trying to play against Naval Hospital.
Value in a spot where, the 2 favorites are tough to trust. Back to gridlock. It's clear that the best run, 2 starts for Colin Mirage, the best run was the turf sprint against Maiden Special Weight. We do have to try Tapeta today. If she runs back to that race, she'll drown this field.
Yeah, she will. And if they're betting this barn, watch out.
Yeah,
too,
exactly.
Right?
Now we're going to show you now Naval Hospital. I promise you it's not a replay of Chancelicious, but it's the same exact thing that's happening here. Here she's drawing off at 9-2. She's going to win at a nice price, and she's clear in mid-stretch. And not only does she not win, Samantha, she runs 3rd, and it's just like I just don't like that effort.
Yeah, and I don't want to do the maths on how many days between June 20th and now, but
It's not many.
Not many at
14
all.
to be precise.
There you go. Thank you. Which, okay, it's 25,000. What are you going to do? Take this horse to Colonial? No, probably not. So why not run back in 2 weeks? But this is why she couldn't finish it out. I mean, if she gets the same situation today, what's going to happen? I mean, she just lets horses come and catch her.
She draws better today, and Luca's going to probably be able to keep her on the outside, but it's a horse, I agree with you. Got to fade these kind of horses, and that's why there's other alternatives in there. 3 down and 6 to go. Ron's not with us today. Should be back tomorrow, but he's got a rainbow, and he's got an updated one as the pool starts anew in race 4 when we come back.
They're off.
Win big with new DRF All Access past performances. With one best-in-class product, you now get all 3 past performance formats. Easily switch between views. Access the most trusted information in horse racing with DRF All Access past performances. Go to drf.com and use coupon code 1FREEPP for a free single card today.
Welcome back to Gulfstream today. Brian and Samantha with you, wishing you a happy July 4th and a safe one as well. It's Rainbow 6-time in race number 4. Again, the pool starts anew today after a big Sunday. Thanks to everybody for sending it in. Let's take a look what Ron's got going on here. His updated Rainbow. Again, he should be back with us tomorrow. Oh, boy, singling right off the rip.
I love that.
Yeah, with Travel Happy. I love that as well. And then you can see he's spreading throughout.
Yeah, race 7. It's the carryback. Very exciting sprint for the 3-year-olds. He's got Here Comes Francis and Forge Steel. I know he does like Forge Steel. Race 8, he's using a few more lassos certainly in the mix. Beastly Speed. And he has the 6, Captain Danny. Wow, he's not using Protege. That's my best bet. That's interesting. Race 9, he's got the major players. I think Grammy Girl to 7 will be a short price, but first off the trainer switch for Safi Joseph. Oh, man, that's a big change there. So 43.20.
All right, let's get back into it. Race number 4 is on the Tapeta for state breds. These are fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up, 5.5 furlongs. Scratch out the 4. Sophistry is out here straight for us. 1-7 to the hoop. Foggy Note down on the inside.
Foggy Note ran really well this race here, and it was behind Travel Happy in the last race, but that was on the grass. If you look at Foggy Note's Tapeta races, this horse she's tough on the Tapeta. I think I know she's way better on the Tapeta than she is the grass. Not that she ran poorly on the grass, but she's just a better Tapeta mare.
Yeah, without a doubt, better Tapeta is probably the 7 Travel Happy as well. She's 3 for 4 over it. She draws perfectly today. She ran a way too good to lose race last time. So the race goes through her clearly.
It does, and like you said, she's 3 for 4 on the Tapeta with 1 third-place finish.
Exactly.
That's nearly unblemished and lightly raced as well, so she's one that wants to beat you.
Yeah, if you want to nitpick a little bit, boy, did she go to the well last time and ran so hard.
Yeah.
Maybe it comes back to her today. Hey, you get a little price. You get a nice price, I should say, with the 2 Unshakable, who's back here, won at Tampa, and now back on the Gulfstream Tapeta.
I don't mind the Tapeta races because the October race and the December race were against some tough groups, and I know she just broke her maiden. She's going to face winners for the first time, but I think that's enough to maybe have her confidence up.
A lot of speed in here too to set her up. They're going to hit hard up front, and they're going to be flying around there, and it could be a very contested pace as well. Race number 5 will go $170 on the Tapeta to kick off the late pick 5, 17-5 maiden claimers, 3-year-olds and up. Everybody's here, but the 9 Impetuous Roar right before we came on. Carlos Lugo is going to ride. David Baracco not riding. Carlos Lugo on that one. Let's take a look at Samantha's late pick 5.
$15 is the play. I'm singling here in this spot with Forever Now. Race 6. I'm using a few. I do have Sizzle on top. Lower Cesara's barn just rolling on. Race number 7. Sure. I'm using Forged Steel, and Here Comes Francis. I've Forged Steel being my top pick. Race number 8. This is my best bet with Protege. Heck, this is a race where I could have used almost the all ball because I feel like it's one of those races. But I'm just going to go down with the 7. And in the finale today, it's a good one. I do have the 7 on top. That's Grammy Girl. But I'm using Rumors Have It and Gridlock as well in this 6.5 dirt sprint.
All right, let's kick it off here again in race number 5. Could be a pretty wide open race, although we both land on the morning line favorite. Excuse me, Forever Now, it's clearly his race to lose, right, but he's found ways to do that in the past.
Yep, right? He has, but I feel Jose D'Angelo has pulled this move a couple times within the last couple of weeks, just plunging horses in class, and it could be suspicious, yes, but sometimes you just shouldn't make something that's not there.
Got a lot of horses in the barn. If you want to take them, we'll put another one in there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's a hot commodity around here.
Yeah, we see it all winter long. We talk about it with guys like Chad Pletcher or Chad Brown, for that matter. There's better horses in the barn, not part of the program. Forever Now is essentially at the bottom today. They tried him. They gave him opportunities. It didn't work out. Hey, you want to take me? I'm 9-5, probably a lot lower than that by post time. You go right ahead. The 3 for you, Artemis Wizard. See, this is one of those tricky Tapeta horses because he ran well last time off a long layoff in what was at least on paper, a very slow race.
Yeah, that's fair. And he did get squeezed a little bit late. It didn't make a difference, if anything. But the good news is he improved off the layoff, which was a good thing. And theoretically, you should take another step forward here.
I agree. And, him and Mac Tubb, the two who I have in second, they're dangers to the favorite, because now Mac Tubb is going to get back on the Tapeta, and he seems to be a little better horse now than when he was to start his career.
Well, that's saying something.
That is saying something, yeah. 3 Little Birds. I did give this horse more than a cursory glance. They're off the claim for Oscar Gonzalez and stretching out today.
Exactly, yeah. Bruno Schickendas, man. This guy, he pays attention to everything here. Look, can he improve? I think so, especially what's key here is he's stretching out.
Yeah, that's the thing here. Do not, and Michel on a horse that could be part of the pace. Don't quote me on this, but I don't remember Bruno Schickendas at horses with Oscar Gonzalez.
I know. I was thinking the same thing whenever I did this a week ago. Accelerate me.
We got to show this replay.
Got the replay.
The horse ran very well last time. Necked out for Sweezy trying the Tapeta, and this was a good effort. Another horse that, really, really moved forward on the surface last time.
Absolutely. Okay, but I watch races like this, though, and I just try to get inside the mind of, why do you put blinkers on here? Was it just the fact that he was kind of lagging early on in the earlier
that
stages?
Would be my guess.
That's got to be it, because
as a non-horseman,
it was nothing that happened down the lane, in my opinion here. But what's interesting is in the grass race, he was a lot more involved. So I'm not sure if it was just him finally, I don't know, getting to the surface. He didn't switch his lead there.
Yeah, he ran second to a better horse. It's not a bad effort at all.
No.
And he's actually, look at there, he's stretching out and reaching there. The winner was even money. It's a very, very good effort. Could be wide every step of the way, but definitely a player, a big player in a spot like this. Let's kick off the late pick 4 in race number 6. We're at 1.70 again on the Tapeta, $25,000 claimer. 3-year-old fillies are 4 and up, which have never won 3. It's a clean field of 7. We'll take a look at my late pick 4. This is my best bet of the day, and that's Boston Rose, and then just 3 by 3 by 3. And I have to be perfectly honest, I did not want to give out a $3 late pick 4. I don't think Here Comes Francis is losing to this group. If Forged Steel wins today, I will not cash one single ticket. In race number 8, I do scratch in to Capitan Danny. I had the 2 Barbosas on top, certainly using Samantha's best bet, Protege. And in race number 9, we'll go 3 deep. And I got Brodery getting back to the main track in a spot where, she's eligible to win. She was not that 2 starts back, so I'll put her on top. And what is It's a pretty good, fascinating finale.
It is.
Yeah, 1350 for me. This is did you say you had sizzle on top?
I did.
Yeah, I like this because this is a good, we're going to have to talk about this now for the next 2 or 3 weeks because we're not going to be on the turf.
Yep.
And we've got a lot of turf horses. Now, Sizzle has run and won on Topita in the past.
Right.
But you're going to have to dig in your form and decipher things like that because Twizzle has not been out on the Topita since November 2nd for a different trainer.
Yeah, and that's not a bad thing being in a different barn now because Laura Cesar's barn has just been winning nice races right now. The horses are coming in to the paddock looking like $1 million. They're running like it as well. This is certainly the spot for this gal here. Now she's third off a layoff, which I think is great because her race first off the break, she was tired.
Yeah, I agree with that. She needed that race.
Yeah, absolutely.
No doubt about it. And then you got the A run last time, and it was an easy win. Now, it was a race she couldn't lose, but she did it the right way, to be sure. Boston Rose, I mentioned this already. She's my best bet of the day. Bobby DeBona claimed her 3 starts back for a quarter. He ran her in 2 spots where I don't want to say she was out of her element by any stretch, but he was taking shots.
Yeah.
And she's
big time.
Big drop for her today.
Absolutely. I think I tried her on the 24th of January. That was Pegasus weekend. Yeah, Frankie Dettori. You know, I like that guy. And that was the last, not the last Topita try, but that was the last race that I thought it was a much better effort than the allowance race just because she overcame so much adversity to do so. No Nay Never. I know I've told you this before. I think they're better sprinting.
Well, they might be, but this horse is...
She's won going 2 turns, so. And you get it at Apprentice aboard as well, and that takes some weight off your back, being as you're an older horse.
Yeah, she ran second to Rachel Song, 2 back on the Topita. That's a good
one.
effort. We got a stat on Jose Gallegos. Now, who's he got? He's on the outside with my gal Ipanema Princess. Oh, my goodness. Well, that's a big stat.
It's wild,
for
right?
A sharp barn.
Yes, I thought this was really wild because of the Amati racing.
Yeah.
They are sharp claimers, sharp spotters, but this, I don't know. This is a hard one to bet like this.
Yeah, that is wild. She doesn't ever win. She does have a Topita win.
She does.
You know me and her. We've danced a lot. She finally ran last time, and
she did.
She broke my heart too at 6-1. But hey, she's a good horse, and they sent her last time, and I think that was the key to me. Finally, thank you. It still didn't work out, but what did she run? Well, the carry back today. This is a fun one. $75,000 on the line for the 3-year-olds at 7 furlongs. A couple scratches in here. The 2 Grand Joker is out, as well as the 4, and that is out of money. You're going to come back to Forged Steel. This is a very surprising pick to me.
Are you being facetious?
Not in the least.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Wait, why is that?
I don't know. He never wins anymore. I think we both agreed that he's a sham.
Yeah, but we're back to the dirt now.
Okay.
Now, I'm not saying that that's going to completely change everything.
Right.
I want to show a stat because this goes along with being back to the dirt track now. 22% with dirt sprints, Bacomas are.
Sure.
Yep, and the percentage with turf routes is much, much lower. Now, he snuck away with it because I think that he's just such a good horse on the front end. And his class carried him. I've said this his last 3 starts. This horse deserves a stake win. The way he runs, he hurts himself because he just
totally disagree with that.
Why? What? Because he runs so hard. He's the only one.
He runs
doing
hard. I'll give you that.
And Tank we'll see in the Belmont Derby. Is that today?
That is today.
There you go. So
I'll tell you what. I talked to Brian Cohen. Tank is as loose as any horse in the country today in that race.
And yesterday that played very well. So watch out for old buddy Tank a little bit later, and good luck to the connections up there. But I said this before on our podcast actually this week that a horse like him switching back to the dirt, I don't mind as much, Brian, because he's not going to take kickback. A lot of these horses, when they've been on the grass the whole time and they get dirt back in their face again, they will put the brakes. A lot of them will, but he can be up in front. Now the problem for him is there's a lot of other speed in here.
I think you would agree that Safi Joseph Jr. and the C2 folks are as sharp as anybody. They have a really solid 3-year-old. They didn't run this horse once on dirt this winter.
Fair.
I don't know. There's a really good horse in here too. If Here Comes Francis wasn't in here, we'll show you the Tampa win. Then I could pick up what you're putting down a little bit. But I think this is a good horse here for Victor Barboza. We're not showing you anything here. He's just going to run off. But watch how easy he does it. He has a win here that was arguably better. Maybe not as flashy, but it was certainly faster. This is a good horse for Victor, who's talked very highly about this horse as well.
Yeah, he has. And they bet this horse on debut too here, and that was during the thick of the championship meet. This horse is quick. If he breaks running, everybody's running for second, honestly. He does everything so easy. He's such an athlete, and I think the 7 furlongs will suit him even better. But is somebody going to chase him? Is somebody going to wear him down? That's the big question here.
It's possible.
It's a 5-horse field now. On paper, there's a lot of speed, but theoretically, that's how it looks, and then a lot of times it doesn't play out like that.
Well, right, and if he pops the gate open and at the start and puts 2 on the field, that's it. Let's show you Big Paradise. Has not been out since November 23rd for Dave Fox. Now, this is a state bred. You got to get going here, but this is a good state bred as well, a homebred for the Leblongs.
This horse. This was a really impressive race, and this was in a stakes, by the way. Now, it was against Florida breds, but still, he ran really well in this spot. This was right before the start of the championship meet, right before Thanksgiving, and he ran huge here. Now, the group that he beat, not that great. He went to the bench since then, but it was interesting because we had a chat with Dave Fox this week on Wednesday, and he said, look, for the Leblongs, like, I don't bring up a horse up for them just to run in the race. When I bring a horse, they're ready. And you look at the 5/8 drills he's put into this horse. He put in a sharp gate work at the end of May. This is not going to be a short horse now. But is he going to be as classy as these?
Well, that's the question. His only blemish is running running behind, rated by Merritt, who was the fastest 2-year-old, if not the country, the world last year.
Right,
at that particular time, and we'll see. And you got to, he's now. This has been months since he ran, and there's no doubt he's a bigger, stronger, tougher version of that horse that we saw last year. Race number 8 kicks off the late double, and this is a feature on any other day. 1 mile here for an optional claimer, 3-year-olds and up. Do have the scratch. My top pick, Havildar, is out. Barboza left the 6, Capitan Danny in. You're back with C2, this time for the Walensky's with Protege.
Yep, I now.
Best bet?
Yeah, this is, yes, because I love this post position, and I like the stretch out. I know sometimes I go back and forth with thinking maybe Good Magics are just better at the 6 and 7 furlong, but I said the same thing about Mage, and he really proved me wrong too. This is a really neat horse for the Walensky's here. The group that he faced in Kentucky was a really good one, and if he's on his game, and what's interesting is I say he's back on his home court, but he's never run a race here, but he's been training here, and there's some sharp drills, especially since coming back from Kentucky, which I think is a good sign coming into a spot like this.
Never on the main track here.
Exactly.
I scratch into Capitan Danny. I certainly liked Havildar a lot better. We were going to show you his replay. That's neither here nor there now. Capitan Danny, finally showed some life last time although he was someone had to be second behind Vitality.
Well, Vitality was just so dang good that day, so why not? And now this is his 4th start in the United States, and each time he's inched back better.
Yep, Beastly Speed will be involved early. I'm not sure where that puts him late, but he's a speed player to be sure.
He is. And what do you do? My biggest question here is what do you do with the Thor, because the Thor was really good in March and at the end of February, but he's just kind of
the first time in 3 years I haven't picked him, so that you can know what I'm doing. He's not for me anymore. I've tried that horse so many times.
I know, trust me too.
And he's done nothing but disappoint me. What a good finale on the main track. Optional claimer for the fillies and mares here. Scratch out the 1, Brenna. The inside and the outside are out defended. The 8 is out as well. You are on the 7. This is no doubt Grammy Girl now. First time for Safi is clearly the horse to beat.
Yeah, absolutely. I love the trainer switch here. Horatio DePaz did a really good job with this horse in New York, but there's been a few horses from that barn that have switched in the Safi Joseph barn, and they just run so well.
working good.
Yep.
2 scratches. Wouldn't be surprised if she's odds on. I'll tell you what, if she's not a short number, I'd be very leery of her. I'm not taking a huge stab. I'm just playing against a huge favorite.
That's fair.
Yeah, because Brodery's back doing what she's supposed to be doing, and that's not sprint on Tapeta, and that's not running an overnight handicap. So you look at the 3 dirt races, 3, 4, and 5 back. They were good efforts.
Yeah. Hey, they were. This horse, every time she wins, I lose because I've always been so against her. I felt like she just travels so well on the grass course. We've only seen her on the turf once, and it was a while ago. I still will bet out on her whenever she gets back on it, but she still finds a way to win, so it's interesting.
Whiffle Tree Sari from Mikey Yates on debut was good. They didn't bet her. I want to show it to you. This was February 21st. Thick of the championship meet, 8-1 in a 5-horse field. Didn't take really any tote action at all for a guy that's over 20%. She did get set up a little bit. She was really, really good in this spot.
Opportunity, a daughter of opportunity. That's amazing to me.
Pennsylvania homebred.
Yeah, this is it. Look, she's worked back very well for this race, which is a good sign. At least you look at that work there. Where is she going to be early is the big question. She's going to take on a much tougher field than this. What isn't Secret Revenge? Isn't Secret Revenge still a maiden?
Yeah, I mean, this was not a good group at all, and it wasn't an overly fast race either, but watch her level out, and the way she did it kind of beleaguers that point a little bit. This was a good effort. Where you been? I don't know. Work tab spotty as well, but, you know, food for thought if you're thinking a little bit outside the box or you're trying to add some value to a rainbow or pick 5 or 4. This would be, I would assume that would be her.
Yeah.
Take a look at the lightning round after this 9-race card. Stakes all weekend as well. But as we start now, this is going to be Friday going forward. We've got the standings here. Let's take a look at it now.
I don't think a lot has changed. There we go.
Garzias, that's 18 ahead.
Thank you.
The podium, the 3rd place finish will be a fun one.
It will. Misael has kind of taken commanding that 2nd place lead now.
I agree with
cool.
that totally. Trainer standings, let's look at this. I didn't see this. So, okay, Safi's now poked his head in front. I think Jose D'Angelo had this 2 weeks in a row. All 3 of those guys, including Carlos David, very live up in Saratoga, of course, so that's a good battle.
Joe Orsino with Mattingly in the finale at Saratoga today.
Joe Orsino on the Less is More program on this leaderboard is having an absolutely all-star meet, Royal Palm meet. Kudos to him. We did the podcast, caught up with Dave Fox and Brian Cohen as well. That's out there. You can check up. Bryce very live at Saratoga today with not only Evolution, but we mentioned Tank, of course, in the Grade 1
Belmont Derby.
Belmont Derby,
yep.
Yeah, you need kind of like a road map and instructional
that is so true.
handy thing, see what's going on up there. Fun one tomorrow in the very historic Smile here. Implementation and Shaq Diesel collide in the Smile, and this is going to be a fun one. And this is Implementation on Curlin, Florida Derby Day, looping on the outside. I think Manny Franco was aboard this day. And
this is the Army Mule, correct?
Yeah, coming down the crown of the track here.
This was really impressive. This was a big effort, and especially the way that he took so much dirt and was able to win like this and quicken nicely. He put everybody away in a huge fashion.
Now, this is the last time we saw him, and this race was at 7 furlongs, 6 in the Smile, but he's your morning line favorite, Shaq Diesel, I think. 2nd choice. We talked about it at the start. We'll talk about it now. Fan Appreciation Weekend here, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. A lot of cool deals.
A lot of very fun deals. We have hot dogs. We'll be having our own hot dog eating contest. That's Brian. I'm going to say the over-under on how many you're going to have this weekend is about 5.
I do like hot dogs.
There you go.
3 days. That's going forward now. Friday, Saturday, Sunday here as the Royal Palm meet continues. You can see that. And again, we've talked about it already, but there are stakes each and every day here. The Smile and Soldier's Dancer on Saturday. Tomorrow, the Successful Native on Sunday. So that's a lot to look forward to.
Yep.
Your best bet today?
It's Protege for me. Yeah.
I like it. I am Boston Rose for me, for a Boston guy now that I think of it. Bobby DeBono. And we both have the same long shot in race number 2.
There you go. We'll have to bet this. Smart style.
Smart style, trying the main track for the first time for Roger Lauren. That's it for us. Pete Aiello is upstairs with your scratches and changes. Happy to July 4th to everybody. See you back here for the opener.